Oop, I got glitter. So this is a video. It's not professional. It's just something that I always wanted to learn when I first started doing balloons, and it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to find. So I am trying to show people how I do a 24-inch latex balloon from the Latex, Sempertex in the States. It's a 24-inch. I am going to be using some things, and I'm going to show you what they are. Just little tips that I picked up along the way. I also have a scale. I have high float, and I have little tubes. They look like this. You can find them in the jewelry department at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something like that. I use these for glitter because you probably can't see it on the on the video, but the counter is just covered up. I've been doing glitter balloons now for a couple of hours. So I have glitter, and this I just picked up at Hobby Lobby. It's glitter, and I don't have my glasses on, so it's light blue glitter. And let me grab my glasses so I can tell you what they are. They're a certain size. So you don't want to get something that's too big because it'll put holes in the balloon. This is 1/24th is what these are. And then I have some other glitters that are, well, they don't say what they are, but they're like powder almost. And I'll use those in 5 inches and stuff, but this is a good size. I've used bigger, and it really doesn't make a difference if it's a little bit bigger or not, so I just stick with this. I have a legenda for, I guess you can't see it, but I have a legenda for when I do the little 5-inch balloons. It makes it easier. The more force you can put into a balloon when you're putting in confetti and glitter, the better it is. So, and I also have a compressor, which I'm not going around the corner to show you, but it's a big compressor. It's an air compressor, and I use that because I don't have $2,000 to go and buy an air machine. Well, I guess they're not $2,000, but they're like $500. And honestly, I've used this all along, and it works for me. So do what you want. So at any rate, I will show you how I do this. I have a half a cup that I cut in half, and it sits on my scale. And then I have blue confetti. It's small confetti. I buy mine from, oh, it'll have to come to me. It always escapes me, but I'll put it in the notes on the video. So, but they're smaller dots. They're not the big dots. I don't really like the big dots. But, so what I do is, oh, and this is my scale. This is just a food scale that I bought, and it works. I like it. I had a smaller one, but it really didn't do the job. This one is probably about 6 inches across. So I'm going to turn my scale on with the cup on it. And that gives it its tare weight of the cup. And I'm going to pour in some confetti. And I want about 5.5, and mine doesn't do half. So if you find a scale that does half, that would be a whole lot better. So I like 5.5 to 6. So right now it's like still saying 5, so I'm just gonna dump in the rest of that, and that's probably about 5, and it's probably a little more than 5 3/4, but that's okay. So anyways, I have my high float. I have the purple measuring thing on it. I never take that off. I always use that one. So if I'm doing an 11-inch balloon with high float for some reason, maybe I'm putting them on a stick and I'm putting glitter inside of them or something, I just squeeze it just a little bit. High float goes a long way. The directions say for a 16-inch, you should be using 3 pumps with the gray thing on there. I don't know. I can't do it. So at any rate, what I do is I take my 24-inch balloon, and I get the compressor, and these are clear latex. So clear latex are really kind of cloudy. They have some powder on them. Some have more than others, but I stretch them and I wipe them really good. I use a very good like terry cloth towel, not the polyester stuff. Like this is different. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like little tiny pieces. And don't ask me where I got it because honestly, it came from somebody and it was on a big roll. So I'm guessing it's used in some kind of commercial use. But a good cleaning towel, even a good dish towel that you've washed a couple of times, that's, you know, got a lot of cotton in it maybe, it would do really well. So I'm going to blow this up. And I get it about the size that I can still handle it. And then I buff. And I buff it all around, and I kind of pre-buff this one already, but you know, you rub you give it kind of good rub, like you're pushing pretty good. And you buff, and you buff, and you buff. So, and I try to get, you know, all areas, and then I'll blow it up bigger, and I'll buff it again. And what this is doing too, this is stretching the balloon. And I found out when you pre-stretch your balloons that you're gonna put confetti in, I don't know, I just like the way they come out better. It stretches my balloon a little more. Helium is a hard force on the balloon. It's harder than air. So it blows, I don't know, it I don't know all the dynamics and all the technical terms, but it pushes the balloon a lot harder than the air does. So I just like to pre-stretch the balloon. So then I let the air out. And I try to keep my hands off the balloon as much as possible because the oils from your hand get all over the balloon. And then the whole cleaning thing is futile. So, and see, you can see it's very cloudy. But when you put the high float in there, it's going to alleviate that cloudiness on the inside. So what I'm doing now is I'm rolling the neck of the balloon down because you don't want high float all inside the neck of the balloon. It makes a mess. And if you've never worked with high float, I will tell you that it is one sticky mess. And I roll it down, and you kind of got to roll and then twist it a little bit around and then roll from a different spot because if not, it gets like wrinkles all in it and everything. It's a mess. So I roll it down till it's almost at the nape of the bottom of the balloon. So then I give it some high float, and on this I'm giving it 1.5 of these pumps. So I'm giving it 1 and then a half. And then what you want to do is you want to kind of wipe the inside of the high float nozzle so that way it doesn't get any more of that high float any closer to the neck of the balloon than you really want it. So all the high float is in the bottom. And there's glitter all over my balloon already. So I'm just gonna kind of start smearing it around the bottom of the balloon and pushing it and moving it. And these balloons from Sempertex come with some really good creases in them. So I have to work this all the way. And you don't want to let go of this because if you go like that when all of it's in the bottom, it could drip out. And it's a mess. So I'm just going to kind of start smearing this, and I push my thumb up in the middle of the balloon and then just work it around. And then I pull it back out, and then I'll go to another spot and work it. And once it gets smeared kind of good, I'll let go of the neck of the balloon because that way I know it's not going to drip out. So, and you kind of have to pull the creases apart and get that high float in there. And then see, you can see this is not covered in high float, so you want to pull it all apart and get it all covered really good. in high float. And I'll just push this center of this balloon up almost to the neck of the balloon. And then I'll just make it go in a circle, like with my thumbs in there. It's really technical. Super technical. So we're working it. Oh, you guys can't see me, sorry. Just working it around, getting it good and covered. A lot of people worry about bubbles and things like that, but honestly, like, I make mine the day before, so that high float should be dry by tomorrow when my event is, and I am just about there. If you kind of hold it up, you can see, and you don't want blobs of high float and all in one place. I'm not happy that there's glitter all over the outside of my balloon. That bothers me, but hopefully I can wish it off when I get to the point where it's blown up again. I have a gun that I can do balloons with, but I haven't used it much, so the nozzle thing on the top, that's my 100% helium regulator. I have another one that's this. I can probably use that, but the event that I have tomorrow is kind of high profile, so I'm just putting my absolute best forward. Oh, goodness. All right, so I got it pretty much covered. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys about this. This is a castrating tool. If you don't know what this is, see, I live in Georgia, and this is used for banding private parts off the boy animals. And they open the band up, and they put it on. But we use them for balloons. So that's what this is. You can get this any farm supply store, farm supplier is going to have these. And you put it in the neck of the balloon, and this is another reason you roll the neck of the balloon down, not just because of the high float, but when you go to open this up, you're going to want this balloon neck rolled all the way down so that you can have a hole in that's straight down in there, and you can put your confetti and your glitter in there. But I'm going to hold on this for 1 second because I need to measure out my glitter. You might have been wondering why there's a spoon in the glitter. So the reason, I'll turn this a little bit, is because, well, now you still can't see it. I'm going to try to do this at the same time. Hopefully I don't spill glitter all over the place. But what I do is I scoop it up in the spoon and I slide it in the tube because I can't find my funnel. It's somewhere. I think it's at my house, so that's the problem. And for this vial, and you know, I think I threw the thing in the garbage, but I'm going to tell you all what size these balloons might be. It doesn't say on there. Let me see. I thought I had it. Oh yeah. This is what these are. They're called jewelry storage. Small storage tubes. So if you can see that measurement on there, I can't read backwards, so that's it. At any rate, I'm using a little more than half a tube for these. I don't want them covered in glitter. I just want a little bit of glitter in there because it's just, for me, it's pretty. I don't know, I just like it. At any rate, that's that. I don't have to weigh that because the tube gives me the measurement that I'm looking for. So I have my balloon. I'm going to open this up like so. And when you get it open, you kind of gotta just wrangle it around a little till you can see down in that balloon. And I'm not going to be able to show you this, but you'll get the gist of it when you do it. So you just open that balloon up as far as you can, and then when you get a good opening, which takes a second, you're going to dump your confetti. And you just wiggle it a little, or you can use a balloon stick. And I just closed my balloon. Just to kind of knock it a little bit, because when you touch it with, that's great. When you touch it with your fingers, it's still sticky in there, you know, and it'll get on your fingers, and it's a hot mess. So as long as that's going down inside of there, just the least little bit, you know that it's making its way down. Glitter's easy. It'll just dump in there. Kind of tap your tube. When you take this off of your balloon, be careful. You don't want to, when you close it, you can pinch the balloon inside of it and it can rip your balloon. So you just want to be careful. So then you roll the neck back out. And hopefully I don't do like I did a little while ago and put all the glitter in my eye, because that's not fun. And then you get it on here and you get it down on the neck as far as you can. And then you let it rip really quick. Don't try to go slow. If you go slow, all your stuff's going to be in one spot. Oh, speaking of which, I kind of try to shake it around a little bit. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, because all the confetti will be on one side or the other. And I kind of just push this all the way down. And put my helium. And I'll blow it up, and sometimes I kind of hit it around a little bit if there's some missing on the side. I kind of waited a little bit in the video when I was talking to you guys, so some of the glitter didn't make it all the way around, but it usually does. And the way that I do it is I don't have a fancy measure or the chair between the wall and all that. I have a seamstress tape. It's flexible, and I put it on there and I measure it. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see, but I measure it all the way around. And I'm almost where I need to be. And I try to be where I need to be because I hate to waste helium. Whoop. But doing a video and talking has distracted me a little. Usually I'm pretty right on. I like to stay around 70, so that's about 70. And this balloon, it's still a little cloudy, but it's cold. I have like, I don't know why it's so cold, but it's cold. Usually it's not that cold by the time I blow up the balloon. So, but it's still a little cloudy, but I have another one here that I did earlier. You can see I don't know if you can see the difference, but too, when it dries more, the high float dries up, you don't see it as much, but that's what I did. These will have collars on them. That was, I don't know if you can see it, but that was my practice balloon earlier because I haven't done one of these forever, but somebody was asking about it tonight on one of the balloon things on Facebook. So I was like, why not? This is the way I do it. It might not be perfect, but it works for me. And I'm sure as time goes on, I'll get better and better. But this is how you do it. And then what I do with this is I tie this into the ribbon. And I'm using two different color ribbons. I'm using blue and white. And what I do is I tie the balloon around 3 fingers and I push it through. And then I'll take my ribbon and push it through. And then I'll let it go. I don't know if you can see that, but I tie it around my fingers just like you would do a regular balloon. And then I just slide the ribbon through my fingers and then I will let it go. I'll tie them up like that. And then because I'm always paranoid and things like that, I like to tie my ribbon again. But that's about the gist of it. Not much more I can say about it. When these have collars on them, they'll be really pretty. And hopefully my client is happy because she called me 3 days ago and she wanted balloons that are Balloon Diva. And as hard as I tried the other day, we didn't have any to be found. No deco bubbles. There were aqua bubbles, But she called me 3 days ago, and with the way shipping's been, I didn't trust it, so I told her she could have latex or she didn't have anything. So she agreed to the latex. I will let you all know what it looks like in the end. Maybe I'll post a pic. I don't know if I can post a pic on a YouTube video, but I will do something to that effect. I will post it somewhere. Ooh, I got glitter still. Hazard of working with glitter. They blow up on you. See y'all later. Bye.